Hey everyone, Pupsker here. We have the Coda weapon refresh for the shop yet again. This will probably be the last time I go over the shop in general, since we've gone over Rotation 2 and Rotation 1, which is, this one's Rotation A, Rotation 1, whatever you want to call it. Day 1, or I should say Rotation A, 7 weapons, the same 7 weapons, but with different valences each time. And then Rotation B was the one we got 4 days ago. So let's quickly go over the weapons and just talk about what you might want to use. So first off, we have the Coda catabolyst. I think I need to grab this one because I didn't grab it last week. Launches not 1 but 3 powerful grenades, high status damage, magazine. It's a good status weapon. I don't know if it actually has that reload from empty mechanic or if it's just bugging out, but it looks to be a decent enough status weapon at least, and just AoE in general. So yeah, probably try using it as a primer, but I haven't seen people hype the Coda catabolyst up a ton, so it's probably not one of the stronger weapons out there compared to some other things, but let me know if you like it or anything, because I haven't used it. The stats of crit are decent when you reload from empty, in theory, but meh. These are, I never know if this is bugged or not, because I've seen this same screen show up like 70 times. So at this point, I'm afraid everything's bugged. But we also have the Coda hema, Coda mire, Coda motovore, Coda Pupsker, Coda sporothrix, and the dual Coda torxica this week. I've used and tried out the Coda hema. It's a good rifle, but that's kind of all there is to it. It's a good rifle with decent enough stats, and you can pretty easily kill everything with either a general damage multi-shot status crit build, or you could do a primary acuity build. It's a good rifle, it's strong, and it'll kill the enemies, but there's nothing super special about it other than it has like infinite ammo. So yeah, I gotta work with it maybe eventually more, but I've already kitted it out, made my video, and it's a good rifle, so I'd recommend it if you're looking for just a strong rifle with infinite style ammo. Maybe you want a Valence Fusion off that bonus. The bonuses here aren't massive and they're magnetic, so you could probably skip it based on that if that's what you're looking for. Now, we have a 31 or almost 32% impact Coda mire. It's a good status weapon, but I mean, like, it's a melee. You kind of know what to expect. It's just the Coda mire, but stronger. So this is probably one of the more unimpressive weapons. Like, look at the stats. You can see it has a decent, well, low but decent low crit chance. It has a higher crit multiplier, but it has way more status, so it's a better, I guess, primer melee styled weapon. It does have impact this week, so maybe not ideal there. But you could always Valence Fusion, swap it off. Probably wouldn't recommend this one this week unless you just need to build it up for mastery rank, just because it's impacted, it's low, and it's not a super special weapon, okay? So there's nothing I think super awesome about it. The next one we have is the Coda motovore. I would recommend this one. Oh my god, it is 60% electricity. That is absolutely insane. That is the max possible drop. Get this. No, just get it. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't. Get this at least this week. But if we're going to talk about the Coda motovore in general, stats are good. Really high status, but good, like, general stats. I think the base stat might actually be 30, not 60, just because it has like a little prank here. It has a shtick to it, 6 times physical damage modding, and it also gets a bonus on attack speed, status, or I believe attack range, depending on what you do with it. So this one's a really good weapon. I would actually recommend it. This, I think it's in like increased status mode. So base status, I do believe, is 30% for this, but it depends a little bit. Read the unique thing about it. This is just insane. Gotta take a picture of this one, because like, oh my, that's wild. I'll make that one the thumbnail, because 60% electricity. Ooh, melee affliction, OP and everything, right? It's just kind of, yeah, it's really good. The reason why it's really good is status. You can throw on that. Is it a melee affliction? Melee influence? You can do the AoE electricity arcane on your melee, and then you just kit this out for physical status. So yeah, I think this is really good. Grab it. Then we have the Coda Pupsker at, the lowest possible roll. I would skip these. These are purely for status. Does this have this reload from empty bull? See, I'm pretty sure this whole reload from empty shtick here is a bug because it keeps popping up, but like inconsistently. Or I'm just going insane. Either way, let's quickly look at the stats. In theory, it's like okay. It's just the Coda Pox, man. I'm not a huge fan of these. They're good enough for like status spreading, radials, right? Like in theory, the stats on that is good enough. I'm not a huge kunai guy though. But hey, very curious what you think about that one, everyone. Looks like the Coda, if this is true, the Coda Catabolyst and the Coda Pox are like reload from empty. Nope, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's bugged. It's so bugged. I just wanted to see if I could catch it on film. So now it's not reload from empty. Either way, now we can actually look at this. It's still 25% magnetic. Yeah, as I thought, it is a status spreader. That's kind of all there is. You throw it, projectiles, pus and gas, improve. It's just a status spreader. I wouldn't recommend these overall. They're pretty boring and I don't like them. But if you go for them, sure. These are mainly master rank fodder for me. This is how I view a lot of like kunai status type weapons. But yeah, let me know what you think about these. Next, we have the Coda Sporothrix. This is a more interesting weapon and actually kind of fun to use. So it's a sniper. Virtue's barb to its victim continues to damage before exploding. Increased status, reload speed. The Sporothrix also has some unique and interesting augment mods. So this one is a more interesting status spreader, as you can see. And it does like decent enough damage. It's just like 5% crit. I think there might be one of the augment mods might do something weird with the crit, like increase its base off something. Either way, totally check this one out if you're looking for it. I'd look up some videos to make sure you actually like this style of weapon, but it couldn't hurt a ton, and it's one of the cooler ones. But if you're only going to get it for the valence, 30% magnetic, pretty bad. Pretty bad. And finally, dual Coda Torxica. Impact 44%. While it might be impact, and that's not ideal, it's still 44%, so it's good to use for valence. So these are just decent enough secondaries. They do some good crit, they do some good status, and their overall damage primary is slash, so it's a little better there, and then you'll probably want to valence this off. So yeah, also inflicts a spore, spreads nearby enemies on death, causing cold status effects and increasing vulnerability to damage from the torxica. So it's like, it's a pretty interesting weapon. I would try it out. I think this is this like one of the unique, our unique Coda? Okay, I think this is like the third unique weapon. It's dual torxica, right? You have the Coda motovore, and then you have that one primary from last week that I just cannot remember. Bass Assist. I haven't used it yet, so I haven't thought about it too much. So I don't know. I think it's really cool. These are similar to the dual toxicist in Karnan. Those other increasing shooting secondary weapons that are kind of infested looking. And it is a cool weapon. I would probably recommend you grab these and at least try them out, because the stats at the very least are different. But if you don't like a high firing secondary, it has a ton of magazine too, right? So you can build around that. But if you don't like a high firing secondary gun, you might not like it. Wait, is this a primary? No, it is a secondary. I was like, dual pistol, right? Yeah. No. But yeah, I tried out. It's probably one of the stronger, more cool weapons somewhat. But yeah, if you hit enemies, they will get like 50% damage vulnerability. That's kind of its unique trait. So it's more interesting like that. It's kind of like a sarin spore built in to spread damage vulnerability. Either way, I would definitely try it out. You do inflict, again, those guaranteed cold statuses too. So it even works better with more status. Not like necessarily as a primer, but just more status, more damage. Either way, those are all the weapons this week. I just kind of wanted to talk about them. And now we've gone over pretty much all the Warframe Coda weapons. I make little videos going over them individually. Smaller, more casual videos, 1 or 2 a day type of deal. I've already uploaded like 3, maybe 4. So yeah, expect some of that. Appreciate everyone being here. And just let me know what you think about all these weapons. Cheers.